Welcome to Eureka. Let's try that again. Welcome to Eureka Math. I'm Mr. Shankel. I'm going to be helping you today with Module 1, Lesson 18. Let's get started. Okay, our job today is to determine distance and then what type of line these 2 points, these ordered pairs, would lie on if we were to graph them. So I want you to pay close attention to the values that change. So in this case, we have an x value of 0 in the first ordered pair and an x value of 0 in the second ordered pair. That tells us that there's going to be no change left or right. And remember, in an ordered pair, the x value tells you left or right, and the y value tells you up or down. So there's no change at all left or right. So that tells me that this is going to be a vertical line. So I don't care about the x values this time because they're not changing. What I do see is the y values are going to change, and the first y value is a -2, and the second y value is a +9. Now that means that we are 2 below the y-axis and 9 above the y-axis. The distance between them is going to be an addition problem. Well, we said in class that if the values that change, if their signs are opposite, that we're going to add absolute values to determine the distance. So the distance here is going to be the absolute value of -2 plus the absolute value of 9. And what we're finding here is the distance. Remember, absolute value is a distance. So we're finding the distance that -2 is from 0. Well, that's 2. Plus the distance that 9 is from 0. Well, that's 9. And we find the total distance then is 2 plus 9, which is 11 units. Okay? And we know that it's a vertical line because it was the y values that changed. And since the y values change, that is our up and down value. So this is a vertical line. Okay? Let's take a look at problem B. Again, we have an x value and a y value, of course. And let's take a look at each of those. My x value in the first ordered pair is 11. My x value in the second ordered pair is a 2. So I know that this line is definitely going to change left and right. It's definitely going to change left and right. But then when I look at the y values, I have a y value of 4 and another y value of 11. Well, those also change. So that means the line's also going to change up and down. So what kind of a change is this? Well, if we were to graph this 11 to the right and 4 up, we might find a point. Let me get a smaller point here so I can kind of show you. If I graphed 11 to the right and 4 up, it might be there. And then 2 to the right and 11 up, that might be up there. So what kind of a line do we get? Well, we get a horizontal line, or a diagonal line. And we don't have the ability quite yet in 6th grade to determine the distance between 2 points on a diagonal line. It can be done with the Pythagorean theorem, but we don't know that yet. So in this case, this line, these 2 points will change both vertically and horizontally, but we can't find the distance quite yet. Okay, that's B. C. Well, look here. Here's one we can do. I've got a 3 and a 3 for my x values. So I know that I don't care about those. They don't change at all. What changes is my y value. My y values change from a -8 to a -1. So I'm going to have different y values, and so I know that this these points are going to change vertically, so this is going to be a vertical line between them. And then I need to determine distance. Well, notice that these two have negative values. So we said in class, if your values have the same sign, either they're both negative or they're both positive, we're going to subtract absolute values. So I'm going to take the absolute value of -8 minus the absolute value of -1. And what we're saying here is, how far is -8 from 0? The answer is 8. Minus, how far is -1 from 0? The answer is 1. 8 minus 1 is 7 units. So the distance between these 2 points is 7 units. Okay, one more. Let's take a look at one more. This time I see that my y values are the same, so I'm going to ignore those. And I'm going to concentrate on my x values. Got a -4 and a +5. I notice that these are opposite signs, so I'm going to add absolute values. Absolute value of -4 plus the absolute value of 5. Well, that means, how far is -4 from 0? 4. How far is 5 from 0? 5. Answer is, these are 9 units apart. Horizontal or vertical line, well, it's our x value, and remember, x tells us left or right, so this is going to be a horizontal line. Okay, and that's it. That's what we have to remember in Lesson 18. Distance is given to us through absolute values. If the values have the same sign, we're going to subtract the absolute values to find distance, and if they have opposite signs, we're going to add the absolute values to find distance. Hope that helps. I'll see you again next time.